Time now for Sunday Sports, and Lee is here. The Chargers dominating the news, of course, on the field today and at the voting booth on Tuesday. Measure C. Right?
Yeah, John, a victory Sunday at the Q. Now we see what happens at the ballot box come Tuesday. An emotional victory for the Chargers over Tennessee. The much-maligned San Diego defense made 3 huge plays. The oft-criticized young running back Melvin Gordon, biggest day of his career. The Bolts hung on to beat back the Titans 43-35. Tight end Antonio Gates caught a TD pass on the opening drive, had 5 catches early to help build a 16-0 lead. But Titans quarterback Marcus Mariota got them back into the game throwing the ball till Casey Hayward jumped a wheel route, snuffed out a drive in the second quarter. The Chargers then made huge plays in the second half to keep the lead. Safety Dwight Lowry picked up a Mariota fumble and went 41 yards for a touchdown. Slot DB Brandon Flowers jumped another route, picked off a pass, 34-yard score. And with the Titans threatening, Gordon, who had a 43-yard run earlier in the day, cemented the win with an electric 47-yard gallop. Gordon wound up with 196 yards rushing, an additional 65 in receptions. Mike McCoy talked about the Gordon workload. Gordon talked about the key plays. Phillip Rivers on a special package for Antonio Gates.
I think we've talked about this since he became the guy without Danny in there playing the number of snaps. We're going to give him the ball and let him roll, and we're going to go more off of how he feels. And we're going to say that every week we walk in here and go into the lead in the week. If we got to cut back on practice or in the game as he goes, if he needs to tap out from time to time, we'll tap out.
Well, I knew I had to get it. Yeah, so, I mean, that was the focus and just holding on to the ball, and I just kind of kept my feet going. And I was really focused on the ball, and I was just going to keep my feet going, and I ended up breaking and getting out of it. So I ended up working out.
He was the lead blocker on ISO a handful of times today. As he likes to say in his words, I'm in the mix out here today, And he was, and he did a heck of a job. And, then a couple he caught off that, coming in there and then going to the flat. So it was a good job, a good plan. Wiz, we got in a rhythm out of that personnel group. A lot of times with Gates and 3 receivers, it's almost, all right, they're heavy pass, but we were able to keep them honest.
Meanwhile, off the field, San Diego City voters go to the polls Tuesday to vote on Measure C on the increased hotel tax to fund the Stadium Convention Center Annex. The latest UT poll, though, is not favorable. In terms of Measure C, the no vote right now is at about 48%. 41% say yes. You've got similar negative feelings towards the D vote. Larger number uncertain about the Corey Briggs proposal. Only 12% uncertain about the Charger poll as they go to the ballot box on Tuesday. Chargers owner Dean Spanos has gone public saying he wished last January had not happened. I asked, which part of last winter do you wish had not happened? When you let Mark Fabiani slur the city and county leaders for 9 months? The joint deal you made with the Raiders for the Carson Stadium? Your refusal to negotiate with the mayor? When you leased Santa Ana property for a practice facility? When you signed the deal to become a tenant in the Rams Stadium? Or when the NFL owners voted 30-2 against the Chargers? Chargers' problems are self-inflicted. Every decision they make seems to be the wrong one. Spanos' family has done great philanthropic things in this city. Why would you ever let Mark Fabiani drag the family name through the mud for 9 months? Why did you not include the city and key people in developing a blueprint downtown? Why threaten to move to L.A. for 9 months, holding the city hostage? And now you think you deserve a free pass from all the voters after all this bad history? What happened in San Diego for 14 years was on city leadership. What happened last year is on you. Now, there's a foundation to go forward. Tourism, #1 industry. New stadium could have a huge impact on the East Village, and the players speaking out do carry clout. This isn't about what's good for the Chargers. It's about what's good for the city.
We're very fortunate in San Diego to have the strong convention groups that we have. Our tourism economy is very important to us. That's how I help pave streets, keep libraries and rec centers open. So keeping the Chargers here in San Diego, as well as growing our tourism economy with additional conventions, is something that's very, very important for the future of the city.
Spades, no question about it. I think, especially if you're smart about it, because we're not talking about a football stadium here. That's what people need to understand. We're talking about much more than that. It's a multi-use facility that will have a convention center, but will also have the opportunity to attract events which currently can't be attracted in the marketplace. X Games, NCAA, Final Fours, and others. Super Bowls, hopefully in a permanent rotation, a number of other things that could be here, as well as a lot of meetings that currently can't be accommodated.
And I heard Dan Fouts say, and even another part that's great, is we let the Broncos and the Raiders and the Chiefs and the Patriots and all those fans pay for it.
Where do we go from here? Well, if this measure fails on Tuesday, Kevin Faulkner needs to get the city and the county, Spanos, the hotel leaders, the convention center execs, tourism, Chamber of Commerce to sit down at one table. All have input on the best plan for the stadium and the annex, location, financing, and how to put a new measure together for a revote maybe next June. It should be city-county vote. Chargers are a regional asset. No threats, no rhetoric, no cheap shots. This can pass if done right. Spanos needs to stop repeating bad history.